talented Dimps. What could they possibly gain from raiding a Sandwalker? They even prepared a ballista. Oh, this is bad. Incoming! Take cover! My dear guest, I'm sorry, but it looks like this is the end of our Sandwalker joyride. Everyone must survive on their own from this point on. You're looking for your friend. Sorry, but as you can see, I'm a bit occupied at the moment. Yeah, I'm sure you'll find him on deck somewhere, but you'll have to find him yourself since I can't help you right now. Hey, Gwen! Let our guest here pass through.
I thought I was done for. Thank you. You're looking for your friend. But the deck is even more dangerous than here. You should at least take this with you. Although I'm not sure if it'll help out. You can use runes? Wow! You must be a rune hunter. I hope you find your friend. Leah, clear the path for our hunter.
There's literally no end to these Dimps. But this route had stayed relatively safe these days. What happened here? Hey, can you take care of these Dimps? We're all going down at this rate. Your friend? I'm guessing you're talking about that man. I saw him head towards the bow a while ago. Good luck.
with all these Dimps? What's going on here? I was just trying to catch some fresh air. But before I even realized, I got stuck here. I've been observing the situation develop while hiding here. And it seems that we can't just keep fending off the Dimps that are crossing over. To end this, we have to take down their Sandwalker. Looks like we have no other choice but to use this ballista. Want to lend a hand in turning the tables?
You made it, thank heavens. Your friend went east to Malo Front. Please inform Guard Captain Poshi about this situation.
This path leads to Malo Front, the forward base of Afros. What brings you here? What? You took down Soap. Rune Hunter, I don't want to blame you, but you shouldn't have done that. Those Dimps are now going to swarm in for revenge. We don't have time to waste. Lowen, let this Rune Hunter inside.
Hey, you made it! I'm glad to see that you're unharmed. I couldn't find you after the crash, so I had no choice but to make my way over here alone. I hope you're not angry that I left you behind. Honestly, it was my first time firing off a ballista. I didn't expect things to turn out like that. I kind of just hoped for the best. There were Dimps at the canyon? I didn't see any. Guess I got lucky. Oh, I did hear that you took down a notorious Dimp named Soak. That's probably why Guard Captain Poshi was looking for you. Why don't you go pay him a visit?
The Sandwalker was attacked again? Those damn Dimps. They've been causing nothing but trouble recently. I'm just sick and tired of them. If this keeps up, we're going to have problems keeping the Sandwalker in service. Wait, do you hear that?
That's... The Wasteland Bandits are coming! Everyone to arms! Hurry!
Just as expected. You said you took down Soak, right? Then you're partially responsible for this mess. If you don't understand, go talk to Lance on the second floor. He'll fill you in with the details. What's with the stupid look on your face? Things are just getting started. Get a hold of yourself.
Oh, you must be the hunter Captain Posse was talking about. I'm Lance, the deputy captain of the Aifrost Guards. The sound of that bell signals an attack from the Wasteland Bandits. The Wasteland Bandits are notorious for threatening those who travel across Aifrost wastelands, which is the only path that leads to Belitus. They've competed against the Dimps, the natives of these wastelands, to take over Malo Front for quite some time. But now the great Dim warrior Soak is gone. They're taking this opportunity to strike first. Can you help us stop the Wasteland Bandits?
Hoping to grow stronger?
Kuroko can do everything. Oh, human like something.
Listen to the whispers of runes.
A letter that Alto was holding? Let me take a look. According to this letter, the Wasteland Bandits have a secret deal they're carrying out soon. There's not much detail about it, but it says that the deal will take place at Sunrise Hill. From the looks of it, there's a good chance that a key figure of the Wasteland Bandits will be there. Rune Hunter, defeat the Wasteland Bandits at Sunrise Hill and find out what they're planning.
Rune Hunter, I heard that you're heading towards Sunrise Hill. Since you are going in that direction, I wish to ask for a favor. Due to the non-stop plundering by the Wasteland Bandits, the Aefros guards are unable to procure enough supplies. The empty hills were plundered not too long ago, but there may be some supplies still left behind. Could you help me search for supplies in empty hills? Even just a little bit will be of big help to us. So, you want us to be the bait for this great mission of yours. That right?
The Archbishop desires partnership, not individual sacrifices. We are inviting you to join our cause.
That's a typical excuse to expect out of management. Easier for them to stab us in the back.
Sir Morris, we are fully aware of your concerns. That is why we promise to award you with the title of a bishop, regardless of the success of this mission.
Wow, such generosity. Not too sure about your work ethics, but I can tell that you're a real crowd pleaser.
What are you implying?
Wait, hold on a minute. I think we have a rat amongst us. Who could be peeping at our meeting so attentively? Ha! Thank you, Rune Hunter. The supplies you brought will help many guards.
Morris was at Sunrise Hill? Rune Hunter. He's the head of the Wasteland Bandits. That's quite the achievement, I'm impressed. This will definitely break the morale for now. But a bishop? The other person must be part of a religious group. They're not exactly the type to hold hands with bandits. I believe we need to investigate more on this. I'll let you know once I finish organizing all of this info. By the way, Rune Hunter, Captain Poshi is looking for you. I believe he has something to share with you about the Sandwalker. You should get going.
Don't get your hopes up. I only have bad news for you. The Sandwalker that you were supposed to board was capsized again because of the Dimps. And now, Aphros has informed us that they're not going to send out any more Sandwalkers until we take care of the Dimps. We're all in a pinch. Originally, the Dimps only stayed within their domains, but I'm guessing that they've expanded their activity because of their Chief Pakuso's orders. We're doing our best to find Pakuso, but we just don't have enough men. If you manage to find and defeat Pakuso, I'll give you a lifetime pass for the Sandwalker. How about it? Sounds pretty good, right? Pakuso is currently suspected to be at the Ruins Cave. I'm counting on you.
just barely survived. The front is a mess because of the Predator desert monks. All of my comrades were killed, and I've lost everything dear to me. Now that I take a closer look, you're a rune hunter, right? I have a request. Defeat the Predator desert punks for me, and avenge my companions. Also, tell Guard Squad leader Titor in Malo Front that traitor Elof is in distress. I trust you will let him know.
I apologize, Archbishop. It was my incompetence that led me to trust a fool like him with such a crucial mission. But I have already prepared a backup plan. I assure you, there won't be any delays. I promise not to disappoint you this time.
Sandbug? You mean those bugs that always accompany the Titan creature Durka? I think you should just avoid getting involved in this issue any further. It'll only make matters worse for us. We'll search for Pakuso at the Cave of Echoes, near the poisoned oasis. I already sent out a scout to the location, so feel free to join in.
Rune Hunter, is there something wrong? What, Elof is in trouble? He's been the main trader to our Aphros Guard for a long time, providing supplies at low costs. For something like that to happen to Elof, how could God be so heartless? Why is it always the innocent people that carry the burden of pain? Since we were able to quickly deal with the Predator Desert punks with your help, I'll be able to send a rescue worker right away.
idea how happy I am to see you. What am I doing here? Well, this scout from Malo Front came and asked me to accompany him here because he was so scared. I felt sorry for him since these parts are indeed quite rough. That's why I accompanied him, only to get stuck here as well. What should we do? We need your help. You're our only hope.
The Dimps almost got me! Investigation? No way! It's a miracle that I'm even alive! Please talk with Captain Hoshi if we make it back. I understand the urgency, but I'm nothing more than a guard. Rune Hunter, please don't leave me here. Help me, please?
What? You turned back when Pakuso was in front of you because of the scout? Ah, you're a competent hunter. But don't you think you're being a bit too kind in this situation? This is an urgent matter. I hope you didn't forget that. Look for Pakuso at the Cave of Echoes, near the poisoned oasis.
Hurry up! Hurry up, fool! Don't touch me, you idiot! Here he comes! The Chief Pakuso!
Get a grip on yourselves! We will no longer allow the humans to take advantage of us! The wasteland is ours! All Dimps will have to remember this. We don't need a Dimp who can't even manage his own domain. I have decided to make an example of you. Execute him!
No! Pakuso! Pakuso! Give me another chance!
Serves him right for flaunting.
No! Thou could a puny human!
Rune Hunter, you defeated Pakuso. You're incredible. And by the way, I looked into the bishop who came in contact with Morris, and I found something very interesting. That bishop is a follower of the Redanimo pagans who believe in the revival of serpents. Serpents. I believe that is the evil god who fought against the 12 beings in Trom mythology. But what's more urgent is that they're planning to seize Calicorda Fortress. If Calicorda falls, there will be no line of defense left to stop the vicious creatures from Bellatus. We must stop them at all costs. Will you discuss this matter with Captain Poshi?
Good work out there. You won't ever have to worry about Sandwalker fees anymore. It'll take some time before the routes are recovered. But once everything is back to normal, you'll be able to use the service whenever you want. I guarantee it. Oh, you heard about the pagans from Lance, right? It's a complicated matter. Let's take some time to think this through. I've been aware of the suspicious activities surrounding Calicorda, but I didn't know it was the pagans. Just like Lance said, if Calicorda falls, the creatures of Bellatus will roam free, and the neighboring region of Aphros wastelands will suffer. Besides, there's an old rumor about Bellatus. It's supposedly the land of the living dead, although I'm sure rumors are just rumors. Anyway, it's an urgent matter. We can't just sit idle and wait for the Sandwalkers to return. I need your help. There is a secret passage that leads to Calicorda, at the end of Malo Front. We blocked it off due to creature attacks in the past, but this is an emergency situation. It's a bit annoying since you have to row the ferry yourself, but it's the quickest route available at the moment. Go find Kristen at Calicorda, the captain of the Aphros Knights. Tell him everything about the current situation.
You're here. Get in. I'll do the rowing. Take a seat and relax. You need some rest after working so hard. No worries. I'm just glad I finally have the chance to help you out. All right. Let's get to Calicorda.
Thanks to your efforts against the Wasteland Bandits and the Dimps, Aphros Wastelands will remain safe for now. And the Sandwalkers will return to service soon as well. The waterway to Calicorda from Malo Front was extremely long, and the air felt eerie throughout the entire trip due to all the corpses that were littered across the empty lots of the waterway. Calicorda is the bastion at the border between Aphros Wastelands and Bellatus, and every rune hunter heading to Bellatus has to go through it. Your true adventure as a rune hunter starts here.